do ad creatives really matter? Time and time again, I see a lot of DTC founders invest thousands and thousands of dollars into creative agencies, and they're only pumping out and testing out maybe 45 at a very maximum 90 total ads a month. Now, granted, I think every step of the funnel, if we take a step back and look at what are the necessary procedures or even actions that a customer has to take to become said customer, every part of the funnel has its own mechanisms, right? And each mechanism has a certain percentage of value in regards to the total equation within the funnel. Now, I do have to say creatives are good, right? Better creatives equals cheaper cost per clicks, way more attention landing on your post-click destination page. Could be a collection page, could be a landing page, but you're basically getting more value for your ad dollars based off the platform if your creatives are amazing, right? And we are able to analyze that data point from CTR, or what's also known as click-through rate, CPM, which is the cost per 1,000 impressions, and ultimately CPC, which is cost per click. Now, CPM, CPC, these are all vanity metrics. Like they are not correlated at the end of the month, where you're looking at your P&L sheet, your profit and loss sheet, and you're trying to say, okay, what's our profit, right? These are simply vanity metrics that just give you a perspective on where everything lies within the funnel from an ad manager perspective. Now, of course, cheaper click-through rates, cheaper CPMs, that's gonna basically, you spend the same amount of dollars compared to other brands and you're getting more views onto your site. Now, I do have to say, right, creatives are good. I'm not saying that they're make or break your business, because I've seen it before where we've had some other creatives where it didn't look good on paper. The soft metrics or the vanity metrics didn't look that great, but for whatever reason, our CPAs were profitable. Our cost per acquisition or cost per action were within our target as far as unit economics, and we're making money. So I say this to say, founders have gotten attached to being psyoped from marketing agencies posting on Twitter, posting on LinkedIn saying, hey, you need to buy our services, you need to invest heavily into user-generated content. User-generated content was a trend pushed from like 2022 up to 2023, where a lot of agencies were pretty much, they had this new compelling offer and they were trying to pitch every single brand on it. And they were ultimately providing that service without the holistic value or without respect to the brand of, okay, coming in as a fractional CMO and actually moving the needle with actions that benefit the business, which I'm talking about raising AOVs, increasing conversion rates, optimizing the whole entire sales channel, diversifying spend across multiple channels, so on and so forth. These agencies were saying, no, you need to pay $6K, $10K for our creatives, and we'll outsource this for you. In exchange, we'll do a lot of ad testing. But I've seen it time and time again. I've consulted numerous amounts of founders, and they've all gotten burned by agencies in the past, and they tell me they've done a lot of testing, but they felt like that testing didn't get them anywhere with their business. They felt like they wasted money testing without any direction of, okay, what are the next steps that can increase my profit margin? Whereas when I come into a business, I analyze everything from top to bottom, and I'm looking at ways of, okay, how do we grow the profit margin at the end of every month? And that literally comes down to offers, creatives, landing pages, and ultimately just trying to raise higher AOVs. And we typically do this with bundles if a single SKU isn't that profitable or doesn't have a gross margin at 75%. So I say this to say, I honestly believe landing pages have more of an effect to your business than creatives. A lot of brands were heavily creative testing, but they very rarely test their landing pages or A/B testing, create different variations of said landing pages. The landing page by far is probably the most important experience, because if somebody lands on that landing page, but if you have really good creatives but your landing pages are terrible, your conversion rate is at like 0.5% or 1%, you're throwing money down the drain. Because the way a business becomes profitable is by getting sales. And you can get by with mediocre creatives but a really solid landing page, and you can still be profitable. I've seen it time and time again. Whereas vice versa, if you had really good creatives, but if you had terrible landing pages, you're probably at a net loss. You're losing money on the front end. So I say this to say, if I am trying to scale my business in 2024, I want to look at areas besides the creative. I want to look at the post-click experience. I want to look at the customer journey. If your conversion rate's below 2.5 to 3%, I want to focus on ways to increase that conversion rate. Could be with offer testing, maybe creating a no-brainer offer. Maybe it's like you push a buy two, get one free. Maybe you do a buy one, get one 50% off. Maybe you do a free gift with purchase, so on and so forth. These are offers in ways that can ultimately lower a cost per action on the front end from paid ads. Simultaneously, we can also look to split test landing pages. With landing pages, ultimately you're building off a separate entity from your main site, and you're able to increase the loading speed or the page speed at which a user can click on, and within 5 seconds, everything pops up. Everything is uploaded, everything is congruent and fluid to scroll past, right? So time and time again, I see lowest hanging fruit. A lot of brands have slow landing pages, incongruent copy, as I should say. Their creative says one specific concept or one specific angle they're trying to reach as far as ideal customer profile, and then their landing page does completely different as far as copy and congruency across the board. I'm seeing an affinity in the shift in the market now. I see customers getting tired of user-generated content because it's becoming scripted. It's becoming unauthentic. And to be transparent with you guys, I mean, last quarter, as far as Q4 for Black Friday, majority of the brands we scaled to like 10K a day with, 20K a day with, we did that with static images. Literally, just basic static images carried majority of our funnel for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Yes, we did have some sort of user-generated content, but we did founder videos. We had founders give their message about why they built the brand they built, how they built the brand they built, and then the offer behind whatever they're promoting. That's all we ran. Statics, took those statics into GIFs. From those GIFs as well, we also built UGC, which is mainly just founder videos from like podcast clips, or even from their like podcasts, or founders just got their iPhone. We told them, hey, just shoot some content, just breaking down your brand history. That was the driving factor. We saw more results going that route than paying an influencer or content creator $200 per video, giving them a script, and then waiting 3 weeks to get the content back, get that edited, so on and so forth, launch as an ad, and then doesn't get any results, right? Because the thing is, when you test with static images, you can run tests faster, you can build into GIFs faster, and then if you have proof of concept, then you invest wholeheartedly into UGC because you're trying to go up the vertical. So creatives are not as important as you think they are. Creatives are good, don't get me wrong, right? Of course, we want to lower the cost to acquire attention, or the cost to get individuals to land on site, right? We want to increase the number of sessions every single day and maintain at least the same amount of ad spend. But determining factor behind all of this, and the factor that actually grows your profit margin in your P&L sheet month over month, is ways to increase conversion rate, which is the post-click experience, which is landing pages and offers. 9 times out of 10, every brand I audit, their creatives are good. They have a click-through rate above like 1.5%, 2%. There's always a drop-off at the post-click, which is either they don't really have any offers at all, they're just pushing one single SKU, or the post-click, they're just sending traffic to collection pages. The same way that we expect a customer to pay off of impulse, we need to provide the barriers to entry. We need to provide a pathway for them to handle all their objections. This is what a landing page does for you. And I can share some examples we built in the past, but ultimately, I mean, the landing page is pretty simple. The same way how you have a creative that starts with a hook, B-roll footage, call to action, your landing page should mimic hook, social proof, USPs, before and after results if you're selling some sort of niche product or transformation product, or even along the lines of maybe you have some UGC in the past, you can just apply that there, and then you have some sort of call to action with your direct offer. We want to educate the consumer and handle all their objections so that they have no reason not to buy from our business. So that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking to ultimately build a house and get set up for an exit, feel free to check out my website, scalevelocity.io. You can check out my 30-page protocol. You can look at our testimonials, our case studies. And if you want to skip the process of getting burned by ad agencies, feel free to book in a call below.